When the storm rages, God still stands with you. There are moments in life when the world seems to hold its breath, when the sky grows dark and every direction feels lost in thunder and rain. You try to stand tall, but the storm feels endless. The winds whisper your fears back to you. They tell you that you've gone too far, that you won't make it this time. They scream that you're alone. But listen closely. In the heart of that storm, there is another sound, a voice that does not shout, but still speaks. It's the whisper of God, the soft, steady voice that says, "My child, be still. I am here." You see, storms don't come to destroy you. They come to reveal you. They come to strip away the noise, the false comfort, the illusions, until all that's left is you and Him. Every storm has its rhythm, and God conducts it like a symphony. The thunder may roar, but He sets the tempo. The lightning may flash, but He holds the spark. And when the rain falls heavy, He gathers every drop. Not one is wasted. In those hours when you question why the light has disappeared, remember, the same God who commands the storm also commands the sunrise. He never leaves His creation unfinished, and that includes you. Faith isn't proven when the sky is blue and the sea is calm. Faith is born in the waves, in the moments you can't see the shore. It's in the trembling of your hands when you still choose to pray. It's in the silence after you cry, and somehow you whisper, "I trust you." Yes, sometimes the storm doesn't stop. Sometimes God doesn't calm the sea immediately because He's calming you. He's teaching your heart to rest in His strength, not in your control. He's shaping your spirit to rise above the wind, because a calm sea never made a strong sailor, and an easy life never made a soul that truly knows God. Do you remember the story when the disciples were trapped on the sea, waves crashing, wind roaring, and Jesus slept? They panicked, just like we do. "Master, don't you care that we're drowning?" And when He awoke, He didn't panic. He didn't shout at the sea first. He spoke to their fear. "Why are you afraid?" Then, and only then, He said, "Peace, be still." That's what He says to your soul even now. Peace, be still. The waves will listen. The wind will fade. And the fear will have no place left to live. Maybe right now, your storm is not of wind and water. Maybe it's grief. Maybe it's failure. Maybe it's the silence after someone's goodbye. Maybe it's the weight of dreams that didn't come true. But remember this, God doesn't leave His children in the dark. He uses storms as classrooms of strength. Every heartbreak, every loss, every unanswered prayer, it's not rejection, it's redirection. It's the potter reshaping the clay, the gardener pruning the vine, the father teaching his child to walk in faith. And sometimes He lets the storm rage on just long enough for you to realize you never needed to control it. You only needed to trust who was in the boat with you. And when you finally stop fighting the storm, something changes. The thunder begins to sound like rhythm instead of chaos. The rain, once cold and heavy, starts to wash away what no longer belongs. Fear loosens its grip, and peace, quiet, sacred peace, begins to bloom. Because the storm was never meant to drown you. It was meant to wake you, to awaken your faith, your surrender, your awareness that you were never meant to stand alone. Every wave that tried to push you under became the same wave that lifted you higher.
Every gust of wind that tried to break you carried the breath of God Himself, saying, "Rise again. I am still with you." And when you look closely, you'll see it. There's a beauty in the storm you could never see in calm weather. The lightning illuminates what you once feared to face. The rain cleanses what the world stained, and the thunder reminds you how small your problems are compared to the power of your Creator. There's something sacred in realizing that God doesn't remove the storm, He transforms you within it. He doesn't promise you a life without rain, He promises you strength to dance in it. You see, faith was never about controlling outcomes. It was always about trusting His heart when you can't see His hand. Because faith isn't blind, it's visionary. It sees light where eyes see darkness. It feels hope when the world says hopeless. When the storm rages, that's when you find out what your soul truly believes. Do you believe in the storm or in the one who walks above it? When Peter stepped out of the boat, it wasn't the sea that kept him afloat. It was his focus. The moment he looked at the wind, he sank. But the instant he looked at Jesus, he rose. That's the power of focus, the miracle of trust. The same God who held Peter will hold you. Even when your faith trembles, His grip does not. Even when your prayers are whispered through tears, His love is loud enough to calm the sea. The world will tell you to be strong, but God whispers, "Be still." Because true strength is not in defiance, but in surrender. Not in fighting the storm, but in trusting the one who commands it. There's a peace that doesn't depend on circumstance. It's not found in calm weather, in comfort, or in control. It's found in presence, in the quiet knowing that even here, even now, even in this, God is here. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. If you could see what He sees, how the pieces fit together, how the pain leads to purpose, how every detour was divine direction, you'd understand why He let the storm come. Sometimes God doesn't answer the prayer you speak because He's already answering the one your soul hasn't found the words for yet. He's protecting you from what you thought you wanted to give you what you were truly made for. And one day, when the clouds part and sunlight finds your face again, you'll realize you didn't survive despite the storm. You were strengthened through it. Because faith isn't about avoiding battles. It's about walking through them with peace in your heart. Yes, the rain will fall again. Yes, the winds will rise again. But so will you. Because now you know, storms don't shake those who stand on the rock.
And when the storm finally quiets, there is a silence so deep it feels holy. The world, once roaring with confusion, now whispers peace. You stand there, not the same person who entered the storm, but someone reborn, refined, remade. The clouds drift apart and the first light touches your face. You can feel it, the warmth of grace. You survived, not by your strength, not by chance, but because the hand of God never let you go. That's the secret the storm came to teach you, that even when everything falls apart, you are held together by something greater than fear, greater than pain, greater than the darkness that tried to consume you. You are held by love, a love that doesn't falter, a love that doesn't run when the sky breaks open, a love that stands firm when the world trembles, the love of God. Now you understand, storms don't visit the weak, they visit the chosen, because only the chosen can reveal God's strength through their endurance. Only those who walk through the fire can speak of His light with conviction. Only those who have been broken can carry the oil of healing for others. That's why your pain has purpose.
That's why your story matters. Because someone, somewhere, is standing in their own storm, waiting to see that hope still lives. And when they hear your voice, when they see how you rose again, they will believe they can too. The storms you conquered don't end with you. They light the path for others to follow. You become living proof that faith works, that prayer moves mountains, that surrender doesn't mean defeat. It means divine victory. So lift your head. Look at the sky that once frightened you. It's clear now. The same sky that raged with thunder now glows with promise. The storm didn't take you, it transformed you. You learned how to stand in rain and still see beauty. You learned that tears don't mean weakness, they mean cleansing. You learned that silence is not abandonment, it's preparation. And you learned that God's no was never rejection, it was redirection. When you walk forward from this day, walk as someone who knows the author of peace personally. Walk as someone who's been through the valley and found the shepherd still there. Walk as someone who no longer fears storms because you now carry the calm within. That calm, that sacred stillness, isn't the absence of trouble. It's the awareness of presence. It's the steady heartbeat that whispers, I am not alone. I never was. The truth is, God doesn't promise a life without storms. He promises to be your anchor through them. He promises that even when waves rise, His hand will reach farther. And when your faith falters, His mercy will not. He promises that the same wind that tried to knock you down will one day fill your sails and carry you into new beginnings. So let the storm rage, let the thunder roll, because now you know who commands the sea also commands your destiny. And when the world asks how you made it through, you will smile quietly and say, I didn't, God did. Because faith is not the absence of fear, it's choosing trust anyway. Peace is not found when life is perfect. It's found when you realize you're perfectly loved. And hope is not a wish, it's an anchor. It keeps you grounded when everything else is drifting away. So stand tall, child of God. Stand tall in your scars. They are proof of His healing. Stand tall in your tears. They watered your growth. Stand tall in your faith. It has carried you farther than you know. When the storm rages again, and it will, you'll remember this moment. You'll remember that the same God who calmed your past storms still walks beside you in every new one. And one day, when the final rain falls and the last thunder fades, you'll look back and realize you weren't walking to the storm. You were walking through it, into His arms. Because through every storm, through every silence, through every shattered plan and unexpected turn, one truth remains unbroken. When the storm rages, God still stands with you. Always has, always will.